Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ham Shack TV. I'm your host, Josh, AA4WX. You clicked on this video because you're curious about what the Dexcom G7 is and how I manage my diabetes with this device. I'm going to get into all about it. This channel is usually a ham radio channel, but this has been such a positive impact on my life and my management of diabetes. I wanted to share it with you guys. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. Also hit the notification bell. That'll let you know anytime I go live or post a video. And I appreciate you being here on Ham Shack TV. Before we get into everything, I do need to read a disclaimer. I am not a healthcare professional, and the information in this video is based on my personal experience. For any questions about your diabetes management or blood sugar monitoring, please consult your healthcare provider. Now, I'm going to talk about several different products in this video. These products, some of which you will be able to find a link down in the description down below to go and order certain things. So stay tuned for that. First thing I want to talk about is my history with diabetes. I've been a diabetic for probably going on 5 years, and I've came on and off with my management. Found out, I guess probably about 5 years ago or so, actually more like 8 years ago, I'd gotten a message from my doctor after having some blood work that I was in renal failure, early stages of renal failure. Didn't really do much about it, took some medication and went on about our way. Then about 5 years ago, I was right about 425 pounds. Yes, I was a big guy. And I still am a big guy, but not in comparison to what I was. 425 pounds. Then suddenly, within a matter of about 6 months, I'd lost about 100 pounds of that. I was excited. I knew I was drinking a lot of water, things like that. So I was excited. I was like, Doc, I think I figured out the problem. Well, it was time for the annual physical, so he went ahead and sent me for labs again. Well, the news he came back with was not so good news. My A1C was 14, I believe. If I'm remembering correctly, it was about 14. So I was sight on scene diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic. And that was not great news. The way he described my weight loss was basically my body was eating itself. And so dropped all that weight just to find out I had a diagnosis. Well, we've tried some different things over the years. I've had the finger prick thing and taken metformin and a few of the injectable things, and I'd get tired of the maintenance of it and the expense of it. Constantly spending money on Lancets and test strips and stuff like that, and all these medications. I just got over it. I was tired of it. It was just exhausting to manage the diagnosis, and multiple times I fell off the bandwagon. I get my blood sugar in check, and then I'd go right back. Well, then roughly, I guess it was back in the summertime, I just started feeling kind of crappy. Having back pain. My feet were bothering me all the time. Said something's wrong. So I went back and seen the doctor once again. And it's time for blood work again. So he went ahead and put me into some blood work. Well, I'm going to share some information with you. This is my Apple Health app. And this is a 6-month time frame, and you can see my trend. So in the month of June, the week of June the 2nd to June the 8th, my blood sugar was 415 on average. 415 milligrams per deciliter. That is extremely, extremely dangerous. Much more than that, I could have gone into I think it's called diabetes shock or diabetic coma or something like that. So I was getting myself into a very, very bad situation. I told him, I said, Doc, he's like, why do you keep falling off this? I said, I don't want to maintain it. I don't want to do the work. And call me lazy. I don't give a crap. But I said, I tell you what about one of these CGMs? CGM stands for continuous glucose monitor. And he said, okay, well, I'll get you with our doctoral pharmacist, Dr. McDonald. And wow, what a help. She met with me and got me on the Dexcom G7. And I'll show you the Dexcom here. This is it under a patch. And I'll show you what they look like without the patch. If I can find it. Yes. So here's the patch. I just changed my sensor this evening. But this is it. This is it. And it's, let me make it big to where y'all can see me once again, or see the whole thing. And I don't think it'll focus. I'm having a hard time getting it to focus. But this is the device. It's about the size of a quarter, and it's maybe 2/4 thick, something like that. And then inside is just this little fiber. Like, it's not even sharp. See, I'm touching it, no problem. Not even sharp. It's about like fishing line, so to speak. And it's got the adhesive, and then you can put a little extra skin grip over the top of it to give you extra protection to keep it from coming off. Now, how that works is you have this device right here, and when you open it up, of course, this one's used, so you won't see it, but in this little hole right here is where the sensor lives. And behind that hole, you can't see it now, but there's a needle. Okay, that needle goes through the hole that's in the Dexcom G7. You just take this, put it up to your arm, squeeze this button right here, and boom, it injects into your arm. Very, very little pain. Very little pain. You get a little, it's a little loud, so you get a little shock at first, and I don't mean an electrical shock, just a startled type feel. But it's nothing bad, and I am a chicken of needles, folks. Just a complete chicken of needles. So there's no real need in being fearful of this thing. It's super, super easy. So anyway, I'll put you back over here, and let's talk about some of the results I've had. Look at the quick drop off I had, getting back to where I should be. So just a week later, I was down to 268 on my glucose. The week after that, I was down to 206. We stayed about the same the next week. And then we start to drop again. 191 the following week. This is the week of the 4th of July this year. And then 130. And then we've stayed basically the same ever since. They want you to be anywhere between 70 and 120 on your glucose. So we're still got a little work to go, but we're getting there. And you can see I'm managing. I'm managing just fine now. So let me show you what this looks like. Now, the great thing is there's two different ways you can keep track of your sugar. What the Dexcom G7 does is it monitors my blood sugar every 5 minutes. It gives an alert, or it gives a reading, so to speak. And the beautiful thing is this device, it shows you different times a day. And what has been a game changer for me in my diabetes management is I can see how certain things affect my blood sugar. Exercise, you can see a drop when there's exercise. When you eat candy, straight up. It's just part of it. But just some talking points about the G7. It's real-time glucose monitoring. Every 5 minutes you get a reading, and the beautiful thing is you can get it on your watch too. That's one reason I upgraded to the next generation of Apple Watch, so that I could have that integration. You can set customizable alerts for high and low glucose readings, and get notified before levels become critical. So I'll show you what that looks like. Here's my alerts tab, and 55 milligrams per deciliter, I get an alert about an urgent low. 70, I'll get an alert about a low. 300, I get an alert about high. And then it'll determine if I'm rising fast or falling fast and give me an alert on that. I also get alerts about signal loss and brief sensor issues, and also technical alerts. Now, the beautiful thing is you can set up quiet modes if you need to, that kind of thing. But even beyond that, I also have... that's not what I want. I forget exactly where it is in here, but I have it set up to where it will contact my wife if I'm in trouble. And I've had a few times that she's called me and said, "Hey, your glucose is low. Are you okay?" That kind of thing. It will alert her phone as well. So it's just a fantastic tool in regards to that. You can customize your graphite. You can set your target range, which my doctor set it from 70 to 180. So it's just so intuitive and so helpful. So suddenly you see I'm down to 86. I don't know if that's true or not. Like I said, I just put this sensor on, so it takes a little bit to calibrate. And occasionally I do have to take a finger prick just to make sure we are on point with where we should be. Of course, this is wearable right here. It's easy. Here in the United States, the only place that you are allowed to put it is on your arm. In certain countries, England, other countries around the world, you can put it on your stomach, you can put it on thigh, you can put it on your buttocks. Either way, works fine. Warm up time, it does take, once you inject or insert it, it takes 30 minutes to become active. So that's a lot better than previous models. Some of them were 2 hours before. They are waterproof, so you can swim, take shower, exercise, all that kind of stuff. The app integration, it seamlessly syncs with the Dexcom app on smartphones, allowing for easy access to glucose data. If you don't have a smartphone, which 99% of people have a smartphone these days, but if you don't, they actually have a reader that you can get and get real-time readings that way. The trends and data, it shows glucose trends over time, helping with decision making and adjustment to diet and insulin, which I talked about earlier. I can see how certain things affect me, which helps me make better decisions. You can share the data with friends and family and healthcare providers. My doctor can see this any given time they want. That's the great thing. It's very precise. The readings are reliable. It is very comfortable. I just don't really feel, I don't even notice it most of the time. You wear the device for 10 days. 10 days is how long this lasts. So every 10 days, I pull the old one off and then put another one on. Skin grip patches, which is what I use. I'll let you know about that here in just a minute. You can use an adhesive remover that will generally pull the sticker off, or at least the gooey part. It's not hard at all. Those with insulin pumps, the Dexcom G7 does integrate with select pumps to help automate it. It's not all the way across the board, though. Some of the pumps do not do it yet. You get increased peace of mind. It reduces the need for constant manual checks and allows you to go about your daily activities more freely. It empowers better management, and that's what this is all about, folks. This is what I have wore this thing every single day since July 9th, and today is October 28th. It has just been a complete game changer. I completely trust it. And I see I've got this error with my watch. Sometimes it's a little bit of a pain to get it to link with your watch, but it's good enough. This Clarity app, this is the one that sends the information to my wife and to my doctor. So it's a game changer all the way around. Now, something I do want to share is the skin grip. Let me share another screen here with you. The skin grip is one of my absolute favorite things, and I'm on my second one. I've gone through so many different ones of these patches that go over the top of these things, and they're just frustrating, completely frustrating. But here's the skin grip. That is exactly what this thing is. It's over the top of the Dexcom. They're not that expensive. They're about $1.25 a piece, but I mean, if it keeps it on for 10 days, that is phenomenal. Now, I can tell you that I have had several different types of patches. I've had the store brand. I've had a few other brands on Amazon. They do okay for about 7 days, and then they just start to wear off pretty quickly. This skin grip has zero problems whatsoever. It stays on, no problem. I'll let you see a little bit more. It's breathable, and I can account to that. It is breathable. Water resistant and 4-way comfort stretch. You could wear it up to 14 days, but your sensor only lasts for 10, so that's no point. No irritation. It does not bother me whatsoever. The back, it's just easy to remove as well. You just remove the backing, apply the patch, and live fearlessly. Here's some comparisons, and this is quite accurate, to be honest with you. Look how junky this looks. And of course, they're showing the G6 in one of those pictures, but I ain't going to get into this greedy corporations crap and all that. But yeah, it comes off with sticky and sweat, or it comes off when sweaty or wet. And the skin grip does not do that at all. Now, I guess it's a tattoo texture that we're seeing behind there. I don't know. But you only have to wear the one patch with the sensor. It is safe on your skin, and strong adhesive sticks up to 115 degrees plus humidity. And I can attest to 115 degrees because I was in Las Vegas, and it is hot. It's just, it's a fantastic thing. There's nothing in here that you really need to worry about as far as health-wise. It's 97% rayon, 3% spandex. You got polyacrylic, methyl acrylic, ethyl acrylic, and butyl acrylic. Nothing to worry about. It's perfectly safe to wear. They have different colors. You can get a pack with multiple colors in it. You can go black. You can go camouflage. I know, shout out to KK4XA. He has the camo sometimes. They've got the darker brown, the chocolate. You've got checkerboard patterns and different kind of patterns you can have. Is that clear? That's clear. So you'll be able to see your sensor if you wanted it. Here's pastel. And you got purples and pinks and multiple colors. And then your standard tan. I choose the tan. That's just what I like. So these are not expensive at all. $29.99. $29.99. You can look at the link in the description down below, and it will give you, actually, if you get the tan, it's $24.99. So not bad at all. Link down in the description to order these. They are just a fantastic tool to help you keep these things clean and keep them on. But again, the Dexcom is just a phenomenal product. I'm so thrilled with it. You do need a prescription. And I will tell you, Dexcom G7 is very, very expensive. I'm fortunate to have great insurance. And your insurance will cover it. You might have to get a pre-approval. But I get 10 of these, 9 of them every 90 days. 9 for 90 days. It only cost me $40, y'all. It's not that bad. And I mail order mine. That's the trick. If you can, you might can save some more money by mail ordering these things through CVS Caremark, or I don't know who Walgreens uses, but mail order prescriptions are usually pretty easy when it comes to these Dexcom sensors. Now, what else am I doing about my diabetes and managing it? I'll make another video later on, especially if this one performs well, about things that I have used. I have tried a couple of the different injections to no good luck. The insulin that my doctor put me on is called Tresiba, and it's just a little pen, and it's a tiny little needle. Don't even know it. I inject it once in the morning and I'm done. It does a fantastic job. It keeps me under control. I have one other injection I take once a week, and it's called Ozempic. And Ozempic is one of the GLP-1s. There's Wegovy out there. There's Saxenda. There's Mounjaro, things like that. Mounjaro did not work for me. It made me very, very, very sick. From a nausea perspective, I couldn't function on it. So far, so good on Ozempic. I'm up to 1.25 milligrams, and it really does well. I tried 2, and it made me feel a little nausea, so we bumped it right back down to 1.25. You just got to find where you're supposed to be. But the beautiful thing about this, I'm not hungry hardly ever. I don't have any issues with hunger at all. My doctor wishes that I'd eat breakfast, but I just don't have the appetite to do it. So get your hunger under control and helps you manage this diabetes much more effectively. As far as pills go, metformin. That's really about it. And we're to a point that I've leveled off with my A1C of about 6.7, which is no longer considered diabetic. It's pre-diabetic at that point. So I'm not on quite as high of a dose of metformin as I was before. Metformin is also glucovage, if you've ever heard of it called glucovage. So that's really about it. Again, link in the description down below for Skin Grip. Because Dexcom G7 is a prescription product, I can't offer you a link for that. However, talk to your healthcare provider if you feel like a Dexcom G7 would help you. So that's it. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget the links down in the description, and I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button down below. That helps the channel greatly. Let me know if you've got any questions, or not questions, because I can't answer questions. I'm not a healthcare provider, but let me know your experience with the Dexcom G7 or your diabetes management down below in the comments. Appreciate you being here. 7-3. This is AA4WX, WSCB 693.